Outrider bikes are coming in hot.
Spiky bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Bear from SpikyBits.com. Today we are going to talk about the Outriders for Warhammer 40k from Games Workshop. This kit came out originally back in July in the Indomitus box, and now it has been repackaged and re-released as its own kit in November of 2020. So right now, normally I would say, hey, don't forget, get your hobbies for less from DiceSide.com or Amazon or your local game store. But as it turns out, most places only got 2 copies of this box, even though it's easy to build, even though they had a bunch of them come out in the summer. It's in all the starter kits, yada yada. There's a lot of them out there. So there's obviously some problems right now. Games Workshop is mum on the issue. All we can do is talk about these things as much as we know the issue. So unfortunately, I can't tell you where to go to get this, but I can unbox and build this kit because I have the footage from the Indomitus unboxing. So we're literally going to take a page out of GW's book and reuse our old content, repackage it, and re-release it. So let's get to it. So right now, over on Games Workshop's site, the weekend of the release, this kit is available for sale right now on their site. Now, a lot of retailers complained to me that on Friday their orders showed up and there was no Ragnar Blackmane, there was no Outrider bikes whatsoever, even though they were allocated to and they ordered to, just poof, disappeared. But that being said, on Games Workshop site right now, they are in stock, ready to order. I would also like to mention that for an article I checked earlier in the week, they were sold out, both Ragnar and both the Outrider boxes. So it definitely adds a little fuel to the fire that perhaps Games Workshop looked at the pre-order numbers, looked at what they have on hand, and kind of played the shell game with stock and moved some of the stock that was supposed to go out to retailers over to their own web store where, well, they can make the majority of the money off of it. And we've been talking about this for a while. If you haven't heard the podcast, we talked about it on the site ad nauseum. I have a lot of opinions on it, but I try to just present the facts as best as I can to you guys as I see them. So this kit, again, it's the same sprues that came in Indomitus. It is push fit. It's ETB push fit. I'm going to talk about it here in a minute as I unbox and build it from back in July when we got the Indomitus boxes. But overall, I mean, it's not a bad kit at all. It goes together pretty well. And if you need to fill any of the gaps in the front, like right here, you can with some Vallejo plastic putty, or if you put this kit together with actually with glue, the super thin Tamiya glue works great for this stuff and fills a lot of gaps, or just basically when you put the two halves together, then they just kind of don't have that gap, so to speak. But I put mine together, push fit, no glue whatsoever, and it's it's still looking pretty fresh. I actually have it still over there, and I just went and checked it to see if just sitting in a box since July, if anything had popped out or anything like that, and no, it's all still good. So I feel like you could definitely prime it and paint it, and you would be good to go if you didn't feel like using glue on this model. So that being said, let's take a look at our old footage from back in July. The Outriders are all by themselves, but unlike these guys over here, which have all the stems and they basically have to come in the pose they are, and there's 2 different sets of poses, so basically you're getting one of each, right? So they're just kind of posed a little different. So it's going to be the same sprue twice, same with the Necron Warriors, which is genius because then it cuts down. Instead of needing this many sprues, you only need 2 of those, 1 each of the rest. And then there's your combination Marine sprue, combination Necron sprue, which we'll look at here in a second. But I do like how these guys do seem to be a little bit more multi-part, although technically they're not because they have little stems, and the front kind of locks into the back. Again, these are all push fit. It's crazy. Like, I had no idea. Like, I kind of like this, because you can get up and running and playing pretty quick. And for the most part, you don't have to do a whole lot of work. And if you trim out all the little studs and everything, you will get these kind of designed in really tight tolerances, and you're good to go there. So first up, we'll take a look at the bikes, which I think is going to be a lot of folks' favorite as well. This comes in a really interesting configuration here, like the long sprue, short sprue, which we saw with the new Lumineth Wardens warriors with the spears and everything from their box set. So I'm almost wondering now that I look at this
if this is going to be a you know, a kit released by itself in the future, or perhaps this is just kind of how they're doing it. But this was the only one in here like this. So very interesting stuff. A lot of questions, a lot of answers, but still a lot more questions. And here you can see where they all kind of lock together. You know, you're gonna basically assemble the Marines up at the top and then the waist, and then they kind of go, you know, just on like that. But you know, for the most part, you're gonna have to kind of drill a few things out. The bolters and everything like that look to have to be drilled out, unfortunately, and they've got their swords doing that. So starting with the Marines, here is the new Outrider bikes. These, man, these look great. They're definitely pretty wide. I would say about 3 inches, or about 3 inches long, about 3 about 3 right on the dot right there. So not too shabby. Now these got great detail. Like, I really like the low kind of profile, Akira kind of look. And there's just so much going on with these, but there's also a lot of like blank spaces too, so you can put like upgrade bits and things from like any of the plastic upgrade sprues, or people like Pop Goes the Monkey, you could always scoop some of that up. And if you just want to switch some stuff out, they always got these pegs and things too, which I really like the design just in general of this. Now maybe it's not the most like, you know, super detailed out or anything, but when you start looking at some of the characters, like this chaplain, like, this guy is bling.
And we're back in the present. Thanks, past Rob. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching our recycled content of the unboxing build for the Outrider bike from Games Workshop. Normally, again, I would say, hey, get your hobbies for less from dicehead.com or Amazon or your local game store, but new releases are a little hard to find right now from Games Workshop. So that being said, please still hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our videos.